everyone, it's me, Lily Rose, the admin here at Encouragement Corner, and we are continuing on today in the book of Luke, chapter 9. It says, one day Jesus called together his 12 disciples and gave them power and authority to cast out all demons and to heal all diseases. Then he sent them out to tell everyone about the kingdom of God and to heal the sick. Take nothing for your journey, he instructed them. Don't take a walking stick, a traveler bag, food, money, or even a change of clothes. Wherever you go, stay in the same house until you leave the town. And if a town refuses to welcome you, shake its dust from your feet as you leave to show that you have abandoned those people to their fate. So they began their circuit of the villages, preaching the good news and healing the sick. When Herod Antipas, the ruler of Galilee, heard about everything Jesus was doing, he was puzzled. Some were saying that John the Baptist had been raised from the dead. Others thought Jesus was Elijah, or one of the other prophets risen from the dead. I beheaded John, Herod said, so who is this man about whom I hear so many stories? And he kept trying to see him. When the apostles returned, they told Jesus everything they had done. Then he slipped quietly away from them toward the town of Bethsaida. But the crowds found out where he was going, and they followed him. He welcomed them and taught them about the kingdom of God, and he healed those who were sick. Late in the afternoon, the 12 disciples came to him and said, "Send the crowds away to the nearby villages and farms so we can find food and lodging for the night. There is nothing to eat here in this remote place." But Jesus said, "You feed them." "But we are only 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish," they answered. "Or are you expecting us to go buy enough food for this whole crowd? There must be about 5,000 men here." And Jesus replied, "Tell them to sit down in groups of 50. So the people all sat down. Jesus took the 5 loaves and 2 fish, looked up toward heaven, and blessed them. Then, breaking the loaves in pieces, he kept giving the bread and the fish to the disciples so they could distribute it to the people. They all ate as much as they wanted. And afterward, the disciples picked up 12 baskets of leftovers. I don't know about you, I could use some of those leftovers right about now. One day, Jesus left the crowds to pray alone. Only his disciples were with him, and he asked them, "Who do people say that I am?" Well, they replied, "Some, John the Baptist. Some say you're Elijah. Others, you are the one of the other ancient prophets, like risen from the dead." Then he asked them, "Who do you say that I am?" And Peter replied, "You are the Messiah, sent from God." Jesus warned his disciples not to tell anyone who he was. "The Son of Man must suffer many terrible things," he said. "He will be rejected by the elders and the leading priests and the teachers of religious law. He will be killed, but on the 3rd day he will be raised from the dead." Then he said to the crowd, "If any of you wants to be my follower, you must give up your own way. Take up your cross daily and follow me. If you try to hang on to your life, you're going to lose it. But if you give up your life for my sake, you're going to save it. What do you benefit if you gain the whole world, but you yourself are lost and destroyed? If anyone is ashamed of me and my message, the Son of Man will be ashamed of that person when he returns in his glory and in the glory of the Father and the holy angels. I tell you the truth, some standing here even right now will not die before the kingdom of God." He's talking about when he goes to die and rise again. I know it can seem a little like you're kind of back and forth in this chapter. What's he talking about? Is he talking about his death and resurrection, or is he talking about the second coming? What's going on here? But right now he's saying, some of you will still be here when he dies and rises again and everything changes. About 8 days later, Jesus took Peter, John, James up on a mountain to pray. And as he was praying, the appearance of his face was transformed and his clothes became dazzling white. Suddenly 2 men, Moses and Elijah, appeared and began talking with Jesus. How cool is that? They were glorious to see, and they were speaking about this exodus from the world, which was about to be fulfilled in Jerusalem. Peter and the others had fallen asleep. When they woke up and saw Jesus' glory and the 2 men standing with him as Moses and Elijah were starting to leave, Peter, not even knowing what he was saying, blurted out, "Master, it's wonderful for us to be here. Let's make 3 shelters as memorials, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." But even as he was saying this, a cloud overshadowed them, and terror gripped them as the cloud covered them. Then a voice from the cloud said, "This is my son, my chosen one. Listen to him." When the voice finished, Jesus was there alone. They didn't tell anyone at that time what they had seen. The next day, after they had come down the mountain, a large crowd met Jesus. A man in the crowd called out to him, "Teacher, I beg you to look at my son, my only child. An evil spirit keeps seizing him, making him scream. It throws him into convulsions so that he foams at the mouth. It batters him and hardly ever leaves him alone. I begged your disciples to cast out the spirit, but they couldn't do it." And Jesus said, "You faithless and corrupt people, how long must I be with you and put up with you?" Then he said to the man, "Bring your son here." As the boy came forward, the demon knocked him to the ground and threw him into a violent convulsion. But Jesus rebuked the evil spirit and healed the boy. Then he gave him back to his father. All gripped the people as they saw this majestic display of God's power. And we're going to stop there for today, guys. Some of these chapters are super long, and we'll pick it up again tomorrow.